medical equipment for the doctor.
Before the rescue mission was a long history of drug addiction and in and out of jail for 8 years. They were actually going to send me to prison, and they offered me a program, so I chose the program.
The day before I was arrested, I was driving in my car to go get some drugs, and I verbally out loud said, "God help me, I need help to kick this habit." Well, the next day I was arrested, but the way I look at it, I was rescued.
So for about 10 years, I drank every single day, and it became a ritual, and I couldn't imagine living without the comfort of alcohol.
You know, my drug addiction got so bad I was facing life without parole, 24 with an L. That's what they told me.
I would describe it as pure insanity. As you know, that's the nature of the disease of addiction, and I wasn't working. I hadn't had a job in, I would say, almost 3 years probably.
Rev the engine for you. And I always wave at people. Somehow I'm able to survive in Santa Barbara, which ain't cheap. I thought this job would just be a fun little part-time thing on the weekends. It's turned into a full-time job. I get an hourly wage plus tips, and the tips have been phenomenal. Also, I've gained the trust of my boss. He trusts me with this thing.
Every Saturday and Sunday for about an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, I learned how to build the website. I did it all on my own. And I did all the different categories of all the products we sell. And I started selling paper and plastic bags, and then I started selling some places paper cups, napkins, to-go containers, and now it's just gone on to over 1,500 items.
I was at a conference with all doctors, you know, and I was looking around at my life and what I was doing, and I felt a little out of place and a little uncomfortable and vulnerable. And that's not the case, you know. Like, I've worked to be where I am today, and I'm very grateful for the life that I do have today and the job that I have.
When I left the rescue mission, I almost felt like Moses building the pyramids, because it was hot out, we had our shrouds on, we were out there, and I had to set all the steel to level the building. And we used laser transits, and basically we were out there leveling each anchor bolt, the nut on the anchor bolt, so the iron workers can come and set the steel beams in the beginning. It was a really cool experience, something I've never done before, but it was like I've done it before, and everything went fine.
I'm coming back to school to be an alcohol and drug counselor because I've had plenty of experience and I know firsthand how it is, and I really want to help people that are in their addiction because there is hope.
I think the most significant thing that I learned there was about a loving higher power and incorporating that into my everyday life. You know, when I wake up, I pray, and when I go to sleep, I pray and thank God for another day clean.
I honestly thank God every day from the time I wake up, multiple times during the day and into the evening, for everything that God has helped me do.
I have always believed in God. Like, God's always had my back throughout the years. I've always felt that I've always believed in God. I didn't, but I really didn't have a relationship. I really didn't know what that meant, having a relationship with God. I'm actually still figuring that out to this day, you know. But it just sounded like words to me, but now I'm starting to get what that really means.
Look what God has done for me. Look what God has done for me, and look what it's doing for all these other guys.
It's just, I feel good with a higher power, you know, God in my life. There's nothing that can't be done. You know, I've learned that. I mean, I've accomplished a lot in the last 5 years. And I haven't stopped. I'm not done yet.
Oh, it's so great being a mom now. I mean, like I always provided for my kids and took care of them, but I was also running in the next room to get high, and that was like, it killed me every time I did it, but my addiction was so strong, that's what I did. But now I can put my whole self into being a parent and a grandmother, and I'm present today for my kids and my mom and my family and the people that are important to me.
Well, by the grace of God, I get to work with my son now, and our relationship has evolved into something bigger than better than I could have ever imagined. My son is expecting his first child. I'm going to be a grandfather, which is very exciting.
I have a great relationship with my family. I've got loving parents. My sister lives in Montecito with my 3 nieces. I'm a single guy. I don't have kids, so with this job, I'm like the rock star uncle.
I got married to Brenda Brown, which is now Brenda Ortiz, you know, and she owns I own a sober living now for women, and she runs it. So that's her job. It keeps her busy all day. And while I'm at work, she's running the sober living and helping the girls out. You know, it's a really good program. We've got a really nice house. I've been able to afford not only my place, but a house for them also, which is really cool.
Well, I want to work at like Casa Serena or possibly Bethel House or someplace like that, you know, helping other women get their life back.
My favorite customer is probably the Santa Barbara Rescue Mission. And I have 3 other recovery programs I deal with at the same time. It's just, you know, I thank God. It's a miracle.
I just sponsored a girl the whole year that she was there, and she graduated last month, and she's been out successfully clean for 2 months. And it's such an amazing journey because I'm able to empathize with what they're going through. Like, I understand. I was there, and I know what it's like to live with 23 other women.
That's an incredible thing about it, is like I have the opportunity to help other people, you know, even in my workplace and even in program, you know. And I'm the activities chair for Narcotics Anonymous, and my wife is the area chair for Narcotics Anonymous.
It just keeps growing and growing and growing. I imagine in a couple of years we may outgrow this place, but for the time being, things are working out quite well. We get deliveries every day, sometimes multiple times every day.
My life is very, very busy today. I live in Ventura County and I work in Santa Barbara County. So the commute is pretty hectic, and then also going to meetings regularly and working with sponsees and girls from the Bethel House. My plate is very full, and I wouldn't change it for the world, because before I didn't have an agenda at all.
I'm really grateful that I got another chance in life, you know, especially at my age. I mean, from what I'm learning in classes, like I was in the category of there's no use for that person, but I beat the odds, you know.
I'm so proud and grateful to be one of the success stories to come out of the Santa Barbara Rescue Mission men's program. It's almost like ridiculous how awesome life turned out.